Hey David, how's it going?
How you doing, Jonathan? Good to see you.
Cool, cool. Yeah, I thought we would just jump on the call and just basically run through your journey with us together, just ask you some questions, see how everything's going your side, and we can see what others out there can learn about what we do.
Absolutely. Happy to.
Cool, cool. So, David, would you just go about just introducing yourself, just tell us, your name and your business and kind of what you do?
Sure. Yeah, my name's David Bradford. My company's More with David. It's part of a group called Drive Planning. We create financial strategies to give people a wealthy future that they did not think was possible. And so we use a lot of outside the box strategies, money maximization, investments, long term planning, and financial education.
Cool. Awesome. Awesome stuff. Yeah. So pretty much would just love to get an idea. Before we obviously engaged and started working together, what were some of the key kind of like obstacles or challenges that you were facing, and that's kind of why you engaged us.
Um, well, I didn't know anyone in South Africa, so I was like, what the heck? No, just kidding. Um, so um, so I needed to meet CPAs and accountants because they have eyeballs on people's financials. And in the course of the 6 years I've been doing financial planning and spending a lot of money and a lot of time finding out strategies that very wealthy people use, especially to save people on taxes, we've come across some very powerful tools. And I'm trying to get the word out. I'm trying to talk to as many accountants as I could so that they can help their clients save more money and make them look like a hero or a Wonder Woman, if that's the feminine version of a hero. So anyway, um, and I was not having a lot of luck. I was going on LinkedIn, trying to meet people, not getting anywhere. And frankly, I wasn't good at marketing that way. I didn't have a lot of time to do it. And so I was kind of frustrated because I'm like, look, I need to get in front of people. The little bit of time I do have is not being very effectively used. And then I met you.
Awesome. Awesome stuff. Yeah. So definitely, I think that was kind of the key that we engaged together. And what was some of the first things that you remember us doing together, and maybe some of the key takeaways you have from the beginning period together?
Yeah. So the first things I remember is I thought you were full of crap. And I was like, yeah, yeah, sure. You're going to do this. I'm like, it's 2 grand or 3 grand or however much I'm paying. And I'm like, it's got to be better than what I'm doing now, which is not effective at all. So I took a chance and said, okay, let's do a month. Let's see what you can do. You guys had a guarantee, which caught my attention because I was like, wow, it's okay. So I'm not just paying for leads. You have, guaranteed appointments you were going to make. And I was like, okay, I like guarantees, and that gives me something to measure. And I'm like, I'll give them a shot. And I've been very pleased since then. The communication, the setup. What really means a lot to me is your firm ACA did not require a lot of work from me. I didn't have to spend hours learning new software or watching videos. It was you're helping me. You're not making me busy. And I've really enjoyed the flexibility, Jonathan, you've had with, hey, let's meet at 12. I can't do it. I mean, so you're very flexible. You listen to what I say. I love marketing. I love putting together marketing pieces and stuff like that. So I feel like I can have an input where it's not like, yeah, David, you focus on what you do, we'll do what we do. So you guys listen well. You have a customer service mindset. I always feel respected. I feel heard, and most importantly, I feel understood. And so when we've talked about the next step of what we're doing, I feel like you guys really understood what I'm trying to do, and the objective is getting reached. So those are the things that I appreciate.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, I really appreciate those kind words. Truly, I think those are some standards we like to live up to and like to work towards. Yeah, I really appreciate that. So So that like kind of give us a little story, you know, as to like where you were before, obviously what happened kind of during the whole process, and you know, right now, what would you say you're sitting at right now in terms of where you're at compared to where you started?
So interesting. We started um, with about a month and a half before crunch time for accountants. And my concern was this is the worst time to try to reach and get appointments with accountants or CPAs because they're under the gun, they're getting ready for taxes. And then the United States extended the tax date, which just drug it out even more.
Mm.
And you remember one of the Facebook messages was, this is the worst time to reach out to me. It's tax season, leave me alone. And I'm like, so that was my concern. And I was getting the appointments that you guys guaranteed. Now it took a little bit longer, but that wasn't a surprise. And you guys weren't charging me for a month. You were charging me for the objective. We got you your 8 or 10 or 12, however many appointments. Now, what do you think, David? And so now I'm probably talking to at least 3 people who are in that tax field, accountant, bookkeeper, virtual CFO space, at least probably 3 a week. And I'm trying to keep up with the amount of opportunities you guys are putting in my funnel. I'm like, dude, I'm getting less sleep and drinking more caffeine just so I can do this, which is great. This is a great. I went from fast to feast, and you guys have done a fabulous job. You know, you brought suggestions like, hey, we're doing LinkedIn. We're kind of tapping that out. Let's try Facebook. I was very cynical. I'm like, you're not going to meet accounts on Facebook. Just no way in hell. And I was pleasantly wrong. So just, and you guys walked me through and you persuaded me to do that. You didn't say, look, you don't know what you're talking about. Let us do us, you do you. So it's been a great experience.
Awesome. Yeah, that's really, really cool to hear. Hey, it's cool to get feedback because it's obviously like we're kind of in it, so it's nice to get objective feedback to actually see what's going on from your perspective. Yeah, so really appreciate that. And then what about, you know, if there's anybody that kind of would be sitting on the fence now, wondering of whether to kind of engage us or to move forward with us, what would be kind of the words that you would say to them?
Well, you know, if I think one of the things that keeps people from doing this is most people in my field, where you call it yourself a financial advisor, financial planner, whatever you want to call it, there's a lot of constraints on what you can say and what you can't say. Well, there isn't for me, but for most people, they decide to go the route where you have to have handcuffs on you all the time. But anyway, I think for a lot of them, they don't know how to market. They know they don't know how to market. They know they need more. They need to be in front of more people. They need to have more Zoom meetings with more people. They don't know how. And the hardest part is to just admit, I don't know what I'm doing. There are groups that can do this. Why don't I put the money out for a month and give it a shot? And I think that's really what it comes down to is, look, if you have stopped trying to market, if you stop marketing yourself, if you stop trying to get leads, then why don't you just shoot yourself in the foot, because your business is going to come down to a crawl. The economy is growing in so many ways with the internet and everything else. The ACA group, they have gotten me in touch with people and accountants in India, Canada, but their clients are in America. I'm like, why am I talking to somebody in India, right? And it's just I never in my life would have even tried to reach out to those kind of people because it was not in my reality. It wasn't in my, they weren't my targets. And now I'm like, wow, this is pretty exciting. I'm talking to people I never would have tried to connect with, because guess what? Whether you like it or not, when you go online and you're trying to find someone to connect with, you're going to end up connecting with people that are like you. And if you want to grow your business, you've got to have someone that's putting you in front of people you're not used to sitting in front of. because they will open up opportunities you never thought were possible, because what you don't know, you don't know. And that's what I've realized. That's one of the things I've enjoyed about ACA is they're putting me in front of people I never in my wildest dreams would have imagined talking to. And at the end of it, I'm like, wow, this can go in a lot of different directions. And if it wasn't for ACA, I never would have even thought to go there. So anyway.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, really appreciate that. That's super cool. Yeah, I definitely say thinking about that, that's kind of like a trend. People find opportunities in a sense when they're presented with them in, and they never knew it was possible before until it was put in front of them, and then they can see the picture like, whoa, you can actually, we can actually do something. We can do something big. And yeah, that's definitely happened a number of times,
I want
not
to say
just
something else, Jonathan. Another thing that's really important is people who are thinking about doing something like this, a lot of them would probably say, I don't know what I would tell people if I got in front of these people. And one of the things I appreciate about you is you kind of walk me through, okay, how are we going to package this? What is our message? And you've helped me create some very clear ways of describing what I do. And you've made sure I'm ready for the appointments. I know what I'm going to say, and create a campaign around that. You guys have helped me do this. You guys have helped me restructure my social media to make everything say the same thing. And you've done everything I could have wanted from this whole approach. So
yeah, cool, awesome. Yeah, it's really good to get feedback like that, obviously. So pretty much, yeah, that's been incredible. And obviously, I think others out there could learn a lot from you as well. Because I mean, you as an entrepreneur and a business owner, you have a lot to learn. You can see that the fact that you're also succeeding is also testament to your mindset and the way you go at it. So I mean, I like to always say, it's us doing some of the work, but it's really it's you. The reason we succeed is because you're a good client, you're a good entrepreneur, you're a good businessman, and I truly appreciate all the work you're doing on your end, because obviously
it takes a team,
yeah,
man. It
it
takes a
takes a
team.
team. Yeah,
Teamwork makes
exactly.
the dream work.
Yeah, 100%. So I really appreciate that, and I think everything that you've been doing is really great. Cool.
Awesome. I'm a satisfied customer.
Fantastic. Awesome stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much everything.